Hey there, I'm Erin of Fully Alive Families, and welcome to our Avoiding Antibiotics series. Today's video, we're going to talk about ear infections. You parents out there have probably seen more ear infections than you wish you had and want to avoid the next one. Whether or not you had to use an antibiotic to treat it, it's just a miserable experience for your child. So we're going to get some tools for you to treat it naturally without even having to go to the doctor. I think it's helpful to begin with the worst case scenario for an ear infection. Worst case scenario for an ear infection is the eardrum ruptures. And this sounds terrifying if you don't know that it really is like a blister popping. So as the ear becomes more and more infected and kind of builds up with pus, it becomes increasingly painful. Your child's increasingly cranky, sleepless, crying, whatever. And then it pops, which is painless, the same as when a blister pops. And then it drains, the pus, blood, maybe a little clear liquid will come out of the ear, and then it just starts to heal. So once the eardrum ruptures, actually the worst is over. Yay, you're in the clear. Usually the child will immediately become much more cheerful and more able to sleep. So I think it's helpful just kind of knowing that's the worst thing that's gonna happen if you don't use the antibiotic. So you have a ton of leeway to treat this naturally without really risking anything. The only problem that can come in is if you're looking at like a dozen or more times of an eardrum rupturing, you can end up with some scar tissue that can over time reduce the child's ability to hear, which obviously you don't want that, but we are thinking like 10, 12 or more ruptures before this is going to be an issue. And if you are someone who's like, no, my child's already been through so many ear infections, so many eardrum ruptures, we're thinking about ear tubes, we already have ear tubes, please check out my chronic ear infection video and we'll talk about all that. This is more for the acute, whatever, you got a cold or something like that and your child got an ear infection secondary to that. So my number one go-to for ear infections is baby cough lotion, which we already have that video posted so you can check it out. But essentially all you do is blend up some cloves of garlic with coconut oil. So you blend those up, you got your baby cough lotion, you take about a tablespoon of it and you mix in 1 or 2 drops each of lavender and tea tree oil. Mix those in super well, and then you want to apply that all around the area of the ear, not in the ear, just all in this area. The bloodstream will bring it to where it needs to be, and that will almost immediately cut the pain because it reduces the inflammation. So that cuts the pain and helps the ear to drain, which boosts your body's own ability to heal the infection. And those four, the coconut, the garlic, the tea tree, and the lavender all have antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal properties. So whatever pathogen is causing the infection itself will be being combated. And they also boost your own body's ability to combat infections by boosting what's called your innate immunity. So you have all these things going for you, and it will actually knock out the infection pretty quickly and knock the pain out almost immediately. So you want to apply that 3 to 4 times a day. If the child's in a lot of pain in between treatments, you can do it more frequently. They're super safe things to use. For a child under 6 months, you'd want to skip the tea tree and the lavender. And for a child under 2 years, I would skip the tea tree. But also if maybe you're looking at chronic ear infections or you're looking at an antibiotic because you just don't want to go the eardrum rupturing route, that's something where, maybe look up the side effects of each thing and decide, just make an informed decision about which side effects you'd prefer risking. Another thing you can do if you're traveling or maybe you just don't feel like the mess of baby cough lotion is you can just cut a clove of garlic in half, make sure there's no paper left on it, and just place it in the pinna, like this outer part of the ear, right there, not actually in the ear canal, you don't want to have it stuck down there, but just place it right out here and then use a little medical tape to keep it there. That it doesn't work quite as quickly as the baby cough lotion, but within 10 to 15 minutes, it will usually cut the pain. And just the same as with the baby cough lotion, the body will bring all the healing components to where they need to be. And that can also work really quickly to treat the infection. We usually change it out every maybe 12 hours or so. But I do find the lotion is a more powerful healing remedy. Onion is also really helpful. You can do the same thing. You want to cut a chunk of onion, too big to fit in the ear canal, and just place it in the pinna. And then again, you can just hold it over with some medical tape. The onion's going to have to be changed out more frequently, maybe even every hour or so. And also with onion, you can literally just chop an onion. Maybe you're holding your child and helping him breathe it. Maybe it's on the table where he's eating. Maybe it's next to his bed. But just breathing in those components will fight the infection very directly, as well as helping the ear to drain. You can just think of like how the onion makes your eyes and your nose drain quickly. It will do the same thing in your child's ear. So for the average ear infection, this is really all you need to know. If you are dealing with chronic ear infections or revolving door ear infections, please check out the chronic ear infections video, and I can empower you to kind of get out of that spiral and on the upward spiral to health. But this is really all you need to know. And if this is helpful to you, please share this with your other mommy friends. And if you like, comment, subscribe, that all helps me to reach more moms. And may all of this information open your ears and open your heart to hear God's word so that you can be fully alive for the glory of God.